Welcome to Ms. Mojo Glow, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 questions we need answered in Euphoria Season 3. Number 10. What happens with Maddie and Cassie? From besties to rivals, the high schooler's relationship is challenged by Cassie's illicit affair with Maddie's ex. Cassie is presented as a loyal friend throughout Season 1, so her decision to sleep with Nate comes out of nowhere. While her choices may be uncharacteristic, the brewing tension it causes between the two girls is one of the more interesting storylines in Season 2. Maddie seems more heartbroken than angry when she first discovers her friend's betrayal.
This isn't about Nate, this is about you and me and our friendship, and if you want to throw it away, then fine.
Number 9. Why does Samantha have a hidden camera? While not her first choice, Maddie's gig as a babysitter for a wealthy family comes with its fair share of perks. In her downtime on the job, Maddie entertains herself by playing dress-up with her boss Samantha's collection of vintage fashion. Maddie tries to cover up her invasive activity, but doesn't realize there is a camera hidden in the home. Whether it's always been there or is placed after Maddie's employers become suspicious is unclear to the audience.
Don't tell me that. I like you. Please don't tell me that.
It's also not indicated whether or not the recordings of Maddie undressing are being digitally stored somewhere. In any case, Samantha, played by Minka Kelly, has no doubt her present will be appreciated when she gives Maddie one of her vintage dresses. Number 8. What about Fexi? Season 2 surprises audiences with an unexpectedly wholesome relationship between Lexi and Fesco. Their chemistry shows during conversations at parties and over the phone as they discuss what Fez considers to be real character traits. It becomes clear something is wrong when the seat reserved for the drug dealer at Lexi's play remains empty throughout the show. Noticing his absence, the young playwright dedicates the second part of the production to her unlikely friend.
I just want to tell you that talking to you was one of the best parts of my whole year.
Number 7. How does Rue stay clean? In the second season finale, the audience learns from Rue in a voiceover that she manages to stay sober for a while after Lexi's play.
I stayed clean through the rest of the school year. I wish I could say that was a decision I made. In some ways, it was just easier.
Apart from it not being her choice, how Rue achieves sobriety is unclear. Her mother Leslie is shown to have difficulties getting Rue into an inpatient hospital to treat her addiction. Does a spot finally open up, or does Rue quit cold turkey? Does she get clean for wholesome reasons or sinister ones? The show itself acknowledges a low success rate for addicts trying to stay clean.
1 in 20. All I know, if you set your mind to it, your chances are higher than 5%.
Yeah. Number 6. Is there a third Jacobs brother? Although he's never directly mentioned, viewers are wondering if props seen on the show indicate the existence of another Jacobs boy.
Marcia, come back. You saw it. Your mother's the one who showed me. Don't talk to me about secrets.
The evidence? A photograph of Cal and Marcia with 3 boys, which can be spotted a few times throughout Season 1 and 2. Sons Aaron and Nate are accounted for throughout the series, but there's no other evidence of a third child in flashbacks or present day. When the photo is first spotted in Season 1, the extra child almost seems like an oversight by the props team. Cal interacts with the photograph in Season 2, however, and his remark suggests there's something more to the story than a production mix-up.
I mean, we all have secrets.
Number 5. Is Fesco going to be convicted of murder? While Lexi is performing in her play at the school, Fesco is managing an increasingly dangerous situation at his house. Matters are tense for the drug dealer since his adopted brother Ashree kills their supplier Mouse in the first episode of the second season.
Mouse ain't gonna be coming around no more.
Why's that?
'Cause I didn't like the way he did business.
Things start to escalate when it comes to light that their associate Custer is working with the police to solve Mouse's murder. Ashree makes the impulsive choice to off Custer just before the police raid their home, leaving not 1 but 2 deaths for which responsibility needs to be taken.
Sorry, bro, but we had to make it look like you ain't do this.
Number 4. What will Cal be charged with? After keeping his dad's misdeeds a secret for years, Nate finally decides to turn him in after Cal drunkenly comes out to and abandons his family.
But you know what? I think you set me free.
Nate first collects the evidence, that being Cal's stash of recordings showing his illegal activities with minors. Nate's classmate Jules happens to be someone seen in the recordings. He gives her a copy of the video, telling her it's the only one, and Jules in turn destroys it. Nate then hands his father over to the police, along with a flash drive full of incriminating video. Besides Cal's unknown fate in the hands of the law, the question of what is included on the flash drive remains. Number 3. What's up with Kat? From virgin to cam girl, Kat's story arc is one of the more exciting side plots in season 1 of the show. The high school student finds empowerment in her sexuality and faces challenges in person and online, some of which are still in need of resolution. Does anybody else remember Kat's mystery webcam correspondent? Her unresolved dilemmas, however, are seemingly forgotten in season 2. Instead, Kat's story concerns her lackluster relationship with Ethan and her struggles with self-love. Rumors of friction between actress Barbie Ferreira and creator Sam Levinson could explain Kat's minimal amount of screen time in the second season. Drama on set or not, we're hopeful to get more of our body-positive queen in season 3.
Become a bad bitch, just like you did last year.
But that wasn't even real!
It looked real.
That was the point!
I found it inspiring.
Number 2. Is Ashree dead? In the aftermath of Custer's death, Ashree prepares for the police raid by locking himself in the bathroom fully armed.
Ash, open the door!
Fesco tries to defend him during the following shootout and is hit in the process. The confrontation ends with the brothers making eye contact while a laser is trained on Ash's forehead. It's Fez's face we see, however, when the final shot is heard. It's implied that Ashree loses his life during the raid, but his death isn't technically depicted on screen. Fesco, on the other hand, is shown to get shot in the abdomen. Will either dealer make it out alive? While we don't want to believe the show creators would kill off a character as young as Ashree, we wouldn't be surprised. Number 1. What about Lori's $10,000 suitcase? The loosest of ends following season 2 is Rue's outstanding debt to drug boss Lori. In her pursuit of a high, Rue propositions herself to the former teacher as a dealer and walks away with a suitcase full of $10,000 worth of drugs. We never see Rue make any real effort to sell the contents of the suitcase. Instead, she uses the goods to sustain her own addiction. After Rue loses the stash during an intervention, she returns to her boss unable to pay her debt. Chillingly calm, Lori implies how she might use Rue to recuperate the lost money. Considering the unexplained scratching coming from behind a padlocked door in Lori's apartment, we do not doubt she would subject Rue to the worst.
I always find a way to make my money back.